to win championships. You have to constantly be moving towards something.
UConn has won the national championship.
Desire propels you.
The national championship goes to Connecticut for the 4th year in a row. 11th title in program history. The dynasty fulfills its destiny.
I've always tried to instill in my players that tremendous desire for something.
Our next guest, all he does is win, 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 no matter what. He collects jewelry, too, 11 rings. We welcome friend of the show, Geno Auriemma, to the desk. Thank you so much for being here with us.
Great seeing you, Coach.
Great to be here, guys.
Geno, I need you to help me here. So
Sure.
Stephen A. is depressed. He loves the NBA more than anything, and all we hear, he keeps complaining since Katie joined the Warriors that they've ruined basketball.
For the
These
regular
super
season.
teams. Now, you can relate to this because all you do is dominate as well, and you've heard these complaints.
Right.
What would you like to say to him in response that the Warriors have ruined the NBA season until the playoffs?
Well, I mean, the regular season is tough because there's 82 games. So it's already, teams are playing, just get in the playoffs. They start resting players. So where you finish in the regular season, I like the idea of super teams because it's every night that they play, even when they play the worst team in the league, it's a big game, a big story, because it's a star-driven league. And creating super teams, I think, is the next evolution of what you're going to see in sports because players want to win. After a certain point, you got enough money, they want to win. And they don't want to be that one player on that one team, and then they go down in history as you can't get it done by yourself.
Well, one of the things, Coach, that, and it's not your fault, you might have missed this, it's because of her and him, and together what they do.
Finger pointer.
It
doesn't work in sports.
In terms of trying to
You have it so
misconstrue
rough.
my point. Coach, I'm not talking about you going out and recruiting somebody and fielding the super team. I'm not talking about, you know, somebody being drafted and, you know, I'm talking about a dude that was up 3-1 in the Western Conference Finals.
Right.
Loses that series.
Right.
To a team that was 73-9, all-time regular season record, defending champions at the time, and a month later, he goes to the team that beat you. Now, how do you feel about that? See how that element's a little bit different than what she explained?
Yeah, I understand that, and I'm okay with it. I think what he did was he said, look, I want to play with the best players, and I want to experience what it feels like to have that for 82 games plus the playoffs and a chance at immortality.
Coach, speaking of dominance, the polls come out today. Notre Dame 1, Baylor 2, UConn women 3.
Yeah.
How does that make you feel?
Perfect.
Because finally you're the underdog.
I was hoping it would be 23. You know, I remember coaching the U.S. national team at a tournament in Russia. And we had 5 of our players. And we were playing against a team with 12 Olympians. And for the first time, and I don't know how long, we walked into the gym that night. And I said to one of the assistant coaches, Doug Bruno, I said, I got to tell you, I'd never been more excited in my life. And he said, why? This is the first game in about 10 years where we're not expected to win. There's something exciting about that. Now, if all of a sudden that lasts 3 or 4 years, it loses a little bit of its excitement. Don't get me wrong, but I think all of us need to be reset where people, you know, you can't just keep grabbing the carrot.
How does that happen, though? You win 4 in a row by an average margin last year of 173 points. I just looked it up. You had the point differential 173 a game. That's not exact. That's look it up, kids.
He tops you, Stephen. He exaggerates.
And how do you wind up 3rd after that run, particularly after last year?
Well, we graduated Kevin Durant, Steph Curry, and Klay Thompson. So, you know, it's a little bit different. You know, if you took those 3 from one team, we got that based on reputation, number 3. Because by any stretch of the imagination, you can't lose the 3 best players in college basketball and think that you're not going to miss a beat. It's the fact that we're that high. And we've got really good team. Don't get me wrong. We've got a really good team, and we've got some really good players, some great young players. But until somebody proves it, it's just speculation.
I'll go back. I ask you this question all the time. Anytime I see you on this show, I always ask you the same question. You thinking about coaching men's at any point in time, considering the level of dominance, that you have continuously displayed throughout your illustrious career at UConn? Have you thought about coaching the men's?
You know, you can think about something all you want, you know. That doesn't mean that it's ever going to happen. And you still have to have somebody out there that says, you know what, I think you'd be the perfect guy to do this. And, you know, there's been opportunities over the last 15 years, and for whatever reason, it just wasn't the right time in my life, my family's life. But I think at some point you have to say, am I happy doing what I'm doing? Because it's not always that great somewhere else. And I'm happy doing what I'm doing. Does that mean I'm always going to be happy doing what I'm doing? I don't know, but I'm happy doing what I'm doing right now.
What are the goals this season? You mentioned that you don't have the same squad. You graduated Durant and Steph and Clay. So what are the goals? What do you tell your team?
Well, it's like anything else. I can't say to anybody on my team, I can't say to Katie Lou Samuelson, I need you to be Stewie this year. And I can't say to Nafisa Kaya, you need to be Tuck, or Gabby Williams, you need to be, you know, Tuck. That's not fair. So I have to redefine for them a little bit, okay, what are we going to do here? What's realistic for us? Well, realistic for us is every day we get better, and if we do what I think we're capable of doing, we have a shot at being in the Final Four. You know, somebody told me years ago that you don't get judged on whether you win a national championship every year. I think you get judged on, are you in contention every year to win it? And we are. We're in contention to win it. So that means we're close. We're not as close as we were, but we're close.
How many rings are realistic for you?
1. That's about all I wear.
12, 15.
No. You're never guaranteed anything more than what you already have. So I already have more than anybody else. So for me to think, well, I know that there's X many left, that's not the way I operate. I don't think that way.
Let me go to NBA route for a second, because I know you know your basketball. I know you watch your basketball.
Absolutely.
How are you feeling about the product that's put on the floor? I'm liking what I'm seeing to some degree. I remember at times you've dissected the sport. You obviously you were fond of it, of course, but there were things that you said that could help make the game better. How are you feeling about the sport now and how it's growing?
I think it's done a 180, I think. There were so many complaints against the NBA back in the, you know, Bad Boys and when Pat Riley had the Knicks, and
that's right,
the games were 90 to 80, and they've completely flip-flopped. They're so much fun to watch, I think, the NBA. Their rules are way ahead of where college basketball is. College basketball is slowly trying to catch up, but you can't just go up to somebody in the NBA and just punch them without getting a foul call. So they lay off each other. So now you get to evaluate the skills that that guy, and that guy has, because it's not a wrestling match. It's a basketball game. College basketball, men and women, has been slow to get to that point. And the more you get to that point where people can roam free, you can see their skills. The NFL has done it. You can't beat wide receivers up like you used to. So there's more scoring. The NBA is so much fun to watch right now because
it is.
Their talents are just otherworldly, because nobody's holding them when they're trying to do something that you would say, wow, that's unbelievable. And their schemes are way ahead of everybody else. The foreign influx has changed the game so much that right now, I think the NBA is the best basketball in the world by a large stretch. And I think college basketball men, college basketball women can learn a lot from what they do, and they are learning a lot. You watch men's college basketball, women's college basketball, and you'll see a lot of similarities with what the NBA coaches are doing.
Well, I will totally agree with you if Kevin Durant and Golden State don't ruin it by blowing everybody out by 30. It hasn't happened in the first week of the season. Let's hope that continues. It'll be interesting.
Well, that first game, they wanted to make you feel a little bit better. Opening night, they made you feel.
It did. I want competition. That's all I'm asking for, Coach. I want competition.
You and I can have a debate about whether basketball's gotten better or not another time. 3, 3, 3, 3, 3 each. Like, you know, the points don't mean what they used to.
I got it.
But, you know,
get off my lawn.
You know, women's college basketball is at a stage where men's college basketball was maybe 10, 15, 20 years ago, where it just needs more good players, more good programs. The players need to be spread out a little more, like you're saying. Yeah. But at the same time, there always needs to be those super teams that everybody in the country falls on both sides. Half love it, half hate it. Everybody watches.
Got it.
I miss the Big East. Geno,
Me too.
Thank you so much for being here with us. We appreciate you. Best of luck this
Thanks,
season.
guys.
Not that you
always
need it from
enjoy
us.
your company.
The First Take, Your Take viewer contest is here. You could win a chance to debate Stephen A. and Max right here on national TV. All you have to do is go to firsttakeyourtake.com, upload a 1-minute video with your best sports debate. Keep it clean, no music, team logos, trademarks, or copyright material. 2 winners will be selected by our show staff, and we could see you at the debate desk taking on Stephen A. and Max. Here's a few of our latest submissions.
There is no way Tom Brady should be MVP this season. And there's so many reasons why. As great as Brady's been, Garoppolo had an 89.5 QBR in his 2 starts. Brady in his 3 starts has a 92. So he's not even 3 points better in QBR than his backup.
Tom Brady can absolutely win the MVP in 12 games. He's played outstanding these first 3. And if he plays close to it the rest of the way and the Patriots go 10-2, 11-1, which is very possible, he could definitely be a leading candidate.
I think it's the equivalent of Steve Kerr being the coach of the year last year after missing a third of the season. But what I wanted to point out is you have a lot of guys who have a phenomenal season. You have to look at these guys like Matt Ryan, Phillip Rivers, Ezekiel Elliott, Drew Brees. These guys are having great seasons. I know the season's not over yet, but we have to take consideration when all these things come.
What do you think, guys?
Well, I didn't know what that noise was in that background for the one guy, you know, the Will Kane lookalike.
Background
the
music?
Will Kane lookalike.
Oh,
I didn't know what was going on with that. But they were all right, but it wasn't comparable to what we saw yesterday and the day before. We had some hype videos. Those were okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I keep on bringing up the hip-hop comparison, but doing this for a living, it's like a rapper. So-and-so has the best lyrics, but so-and-so has the best delivery. It's not. None of that really matters. It's the lyrics and the delivery. It's not one or the other. You need both. You need the content and you need the flavor. Both.
All right.
Here I heard some content, but some flavor was missing.
Challenging the people. I get it.
The Cavaliers absolutely has a legit chance of defending their crown, even with KD on the Warriors. I mean, you've got LeBron James and Kyrie Irving, and I expect them to play at an all-world level just like they did last year.
The Cavs have their work cut out for them this year. For starters, they're going to begin the season with a little bit of championship hangover, and they're definitely going to miss glue guy and key contributor in Matthew Dellavedova. Toronto's going to be there. The Celtics are better. And for some reason, LeBron usually has trouble with Derrick Rose-led teams.
But they have LeBron James, the 3-time NBA champ, 4-time NBA MVP, and the list just goes on and on. Not to mention the man almost averaged a triple-double in the playoffs last season. 26 points, 10 boards, 7 assists, and an insane 844 minutes played. And he's 31 years old, but the hairline, makes him look like he's 55.
Though in your hair, my friend.
That guy had something.
Those guys were solid.
Got to leave the joke at the end didn't work, but otherwise he was good.
I like the one with the nice kitchen.
What's up with the dude with the coffee mug? I mean, what was that about?
Collar was up in the back.
We have mugs and drinks and stuff.
Well, I think that's what he was trying to do. He was trying to copy us. No, we don't need you to copy us. We are us. Be you. But other than that, it was cool.
All right, let's move on.